wow, what do you know? It's time for the Pocket Knife Show. Hey, it's Mike on the mic again for another episode of the Pocket Knife Podcast. On July 29, 2017, I ran the fastest half marathon I have ever run. My 1 hour, 36 minute, and 17 second time earned me 11th place overall and a fancy etched glass trophy. Yep, I was the first senior division man to cross the finish line. Shortly after this race, I began wondering, could I qualify for Boston? I'd never run a marathon, but the possibility that I might be able to meet the standards of one of the world's fastest races stirred me. I signed up for the Garmin Marathon a few days later. Then I developed a hernia. Ugh. The only way to end the pain was surgery. In early December 2017, I went under the knife, and I was off my running feet until Valentine's Day 2018. The Garmin Marathon, which I'd already paid good money to enter, was a little over 7 weeks away when my training started. 7 weeks may seem like a lot of time, but it is not a long enough time to get ready for a marathon. I ran the race early in April, did not qualify for Boston, didn't even break 4 hours. Fast forward to 2019. I was lined up to run the Garmin race again. I'd started training much earlier. A mild injury took me out for a few weeks, but I was in decent shape on April 13. The race started out great. My friend and I flew through the first 5 miles, averaging around 7:20 per mile. Then, at the top of one of the first big hills, I severely strained my left hamstring. I could hardly walk. The pain was unbearable. Somehow, I got going again, but Boston would have to wait. I slowed down and enjoyed the rest of the lumpy course with my friend. The bruising afterwards was insane. In 2020, the Garmin Marathon went virtual due to COVID, so there was no chance of making it to Boston, which was canceled that year anyway. I was unlikely to qualify, coming off a meniscus repair surgery, but I would have liked to have tried at least. Early in 2021, my training was barely underway when word came from Garmin that the scheduled April date would not work. The organizers opted to run the race on the first Saturday in November, the day my niece was getting married. I took the virtual option and ran in the Utah Valley Marathon in June instead of in the Garmin in November. The higher than normal temperatures in Provo did me in at the end of the race. I ran my slowest marathon ever. I began questioning whether I'd even try for Boston again. I had all the medals I wanted from the Oz-themed Garmin race: Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. Why bother running again? I'm not currently signed up for a marathon, but I'm considering at least one more stab at that elusive Boston time. I'm rethinking my anti-marathon stance for a couple of reasons. First, I moved into a new age group which garnered me an extra 10 minutes to finish. Woohoo! Second, because on December 24 I met a new Pratton, a man in my age group who has qualified multiple times for Boston. Training with my faster friend for the past couple of months has rekindled the dream. I might even sign up for a race this fall if I can find one on a Saturday that's not too far away. I'm a pastor. Running a Sunday morning race requires vacation time, which I am loath to spend on a few hours of torture. During one of our earliest runs together, my new running partner said something to me I haven't forgotten. Running by myself, it was hard to get out the door, he said. I guess the benefit of training together goes both ways. I'm glad because I want to be a giver and not just a taker. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Solomon, Israel's wise king, penned those words years ago. They're true for running, and they're true for life. The guys I sit with in small group every Monday night at Celebrate Recovery, they sharpen me. They keep me honest in my pursuit of freedom in Christ. The pastors group I meet with on Tuesdays, they sharpen me as well. I'm reminded weekly that what I'm doing matters. My closest friends, my family members, they sharpen me. They check in to make sure I'm doing okay, that I'm alive and kicking, that I'm following the Lord. When I'm tempted to give in to temptation or give up on serving the church, my kingdom buddies urge me on and the flame is rekindled. Will I ever toe the start line in Hopkinton or cross the finishing line on Boylston Street? I don't know, but I'm glad I've got a friend keeping the dream alive. Will I ever set foot on heaven's streets of gold? Yes! And I'll act more like a citizen of heaven in the here and now because of a few close friends who love Jesus and make sure I'm pursuing him. To all the running partners I've ever done miles with, thanks. To my fellow believers, men and women who've been faithful to God, thanks a million. To my God who gives me his Spirit and his people to move me forward, thanks upon thanks upon thanks upon thanks.
Oh no, it's sad I know we've come to the end of the show. See you next time.